everyone, it's Daisy here. We're going to do a project for our Getting Ready 1 students, that is ages 4, 5, and our topic today is going to be a rabbit. And we're going to start with drawing it first together, step by step. So our starting point is going to be the rabbit's nose. So the rabbit's nose, if this is my paper, I want to be at the top about here and keep it in the middle, so that I have room a little bit above it for the rest of the eyes and everything, but the rest of the rabbit's body will come down here. So let's start. You're going to make yourself a letter V. 1 and 2. 2 steps. Next, turn this line around to making it a loop for its nostrils. Right there. Connect the two and make a small line under the connection right there. To the right side, the line will be shorter. The left side will be longer because we're looking at a partial picture, not the front view completely, which is why it changes. Now, we've drawn the right side. Look at what happens to the left side. Look up at the camera. So you're going to take this around and you're going to turn it over the nose just like this. And you're going to stop right there. For the other side, look at the amount of distance here. You're going to make it less. So you can put a dot right there to keep it closer. Again, touch your mouth line, curve up, and stop right there. Connect the two lines for the mouth together to create the actual mouth under it. And so that's done. Now, we're going to take both these end lines and start making the lines that go up to the top of the rabbit's head. So 1 and 2. 2 lines. Now, do you remember the nose that you drew on the left side? Go diagonally opposite to it and put a dot right over here. You're going to make the bottom of the eye be small, but the other side, which is that curves around, is going to be a nice large curve, just like this. Then you're going to bring another curved line to create the actual eye. Now, touch your bottom of this line eye right over here, and you're going to bring it back to connect under your mouth. Do you see that? So we're going to start here, we're going to finish here. So watch for just a minute, and there you go. That's how you're going to connect it. Again, on the other side, go across, and this one you cannot see the eye completely, so you're going to make a short line and you're going to make it about the same height. So make sure the size is the same. That's one thing you have to check on. Remember, touch the bottom of the eye, connect it back down to the mouth, but this time keep it closer. So you're going to go out and you're going to connect, just like this. So you've got the 2 cheeks done. The eye rotates around, and it comes back over the eye and it sits. So this is your actual eye, but there's a lot of fur over it. Next, you're going to do the same for the other side. So you're going to eventually come down here and you want to bring it over, just like that. Connect the 2 lines. Actually, I want to make this a little bit higher, about the same height. So the same height. So I can put a dot right here. This time do I get it right? And right there. Connect the 2 together to make your top of the rabbit's head. Now, remember, this is a video. If it's going too fast, I need you to stop the video, rewind, go back to a point where you want to pick up the project and keep going. We're going to make the top of the body, the chest, which will be about here, and leave enough room for the legs. Remember, their legs, they're the chest. Touch near the mouth here. Watch me. Watch the video first. A curved line to the right, and go to the other cheek, a curved line to the left. And we're going to stop right there so that they're at the same level. Don't make one longer and one shorter. Make them the same level. Now bring them in for the legs, 1, and we're going to go 2. The bottom, the 2 feet are going to connect up here, 1 and 2. They should touch each other. So you want them to touch because they're going to come to sit next to each other. Now that we have the joint, look at what's going to happen. Eyes on the camera, everyone. And go upward, go upward. So you're starting to make a gap. This is where you're going to make the chest for your rabbit. Now, he's sitting down, so what you're going to do is, not at the same level, you're going to push up a little bit. So that means the back feet will be about here. I'm going to give a small line just to remind myself this is where I want to be. Now watch. Touch the tip of the line and make yourself a circle that touches your leg but cannot draw on top of the leg. Make 2 circles, one on each side. If you went over the circle, remember to erase it, and you can go ahead and connect your legs back up again. You just need that circle. Those are his paws. Now what do you do with this? Watch carefully. Eyes on the camera. Look at the tip of the foot and make a curve right here. This will become his toes. And how do I connect it? Watch again. So not to the mouth. The middle of his chest right here, a curved line, and it connects. That is his foot right there. Do the same for the left side. Come to the tippy toes and curve back, but do not touch the body. Look at us, we stopped before. We did not connect to the body. Again, put your pencil down. Make sure you're on the same level to the other side. Touch over here and connect. And there you go. You've got your rabbit done. Rabbits have toes. We do know that. So what we're going, but they've got a lot of fur. So it's hard to see their toes. So we could maybe put one line here and maybe one here for the back feet. And for the front feet, you can end up with 1 and 2 lines in each leg. Just like that. But we're going to be coloring over it, so I'm not too worried about it. Next is, of course, the ears. So the ears of the rabbit are not pointing up. That's why I didn't leave space for it. They are flapping down. So what you're going to do is, for the right side, it will be about right here. And for the left side, a little bit lower because his head is tilting. So the other ear will be right there. So we marked where we want it to be. Now for connecting, don't go to the top of the eye. Come to the middle and here, give a curved line. And now touch the tip of it and connect to the body. There's your ear. Go back to the same level. Again, always make sure what you do on the right, you do on the left. Come down. Like this. There you go. That completes the rabbit drawing itself. What we have to now take care of is our coloring part, but we have one more line to make. Our ground line, that is our horizon. Horizon is where the land meets the sky. So you want to start from one side. Watch the camera, everyone. Start drawing and stop when you reach the rabbit. Keep on imagining that line going behind him. And there you go. That's what it is. Now that we've got this part done, our next part is going to be to color. You can do this picture in crayons very easily. So feel free to grab some crayons. If you happen to have any oil pastels, you can definitely look at those. So whatever you want to do. I like, on the brighter parts, I like to use some of my white first. So I'll show you where the bright parts is. The cheek here has brightness and the eye. Then this side of the body has brightness and the back. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my white on top of the rabbit's body, right here, and on the cheek and on the eye, just like this. Maybe the top of the ear as well. So that I'm telling, by the way that I color, I'm explaining to people who see my picture that my sun is shining from this side. It's brighter on this side of the body. It will not be as bright on the other side. Now, we're going to add the colors. And we're keeping the natural tone first. Find your lightest tone. Find a cream color if you have one, everyone. If you don't have a cream color, find a light orange. That will work just as well. And you want to go ahead and color in the body, just like this. Now, where I put the white, it's going to take effect with the body very easily. I'm not worried about it. And here we go. Just about every part of my rabbit is going to get the peach color. Even the eye, if I wanted to, I could put it in there and I can color over it with the black later on. So lightest colors first, everyone, and the darkest to the end. It just gives you forgiveness. We've talked about this before, that if you happen to go outside of your line for whatever reason, something caught your attention while you were working so hard, well, it's not a problem because the darker colors can cover the lighter colors. Put down all your light colors first. There's the total color on top of my rabbit's body. I'm going to bring back my white, and with the white I'm going to add the white over the brighter parts, and you will notice now that it starts to mix really well with all the colors under. It's making it smoother. So that's what happens, and a lot of times you don't have to worry about mixing too hard. On the other parts where I don't want bright, I'm going to add a little bit of white, but not a lot. And I'm not going to try to blend. I'm going to wait for my darker colors to come in. Just like this. And we've got it done. Our next color is going to be, if you can find yourself a light brown, that's what you need. And you can have the light brown kind of come in and create the fur effect. Stroke this time. Don't try and color, because if you stroke, they will automatically create the feeling of fur over your entire rabbit's body. That's what you actually need. Now, even if I don't want to keep this color on the lower part of the leg and I want to use a darker brown later, it helps to have more than one shade. So I would like for you to be patient now and please put in the colors the way that you see them. It's mainly on the legs. It's not on the foot. The bottom of his foot is black. It is not white. So we can put dark colors here as well, everyone. Right there. We're going to also add a darkness about here and on the nose area right here, not everywhere. So be careful, don't go everywhere. Please look at the camera as to where I'm applying these colors. I want you to be comfortable and I need you to apply them where you see me applying them. On this side, I have got more darkness. We talked about this. My sun is on the other side. Everything that gets a dark will be covered at this point. And I'm going to intentionally leave the top part of my ear a little bit lighter. I'm not going to put any color there. I'm going to go ahead and leave that the way that you see it right now. My next color is going to be a dark brown. So I'm going to bring that one in now. So starting from the top, we are going to also add a little color to the eyes. Bright spot, everyone, in the eyes. Don't color the entire eye black. You always want to leave a shiny spot. Just like that. And you want to create darkness into the nostril. Let's look at all the places. Now, I don't want to put my hand on my picture because that I can pick up color and it can spread to places I don't want it to spread to. So I'm going to cover a little bit, please. So again, please remember, this is a video. Rewind for your student as many times as you want just to see what the instruction is. It's not a problem. That's what the video will do. I mean, it's supposed to give you the comfort of knowing that you can keep up with the steps. Please don't feel that, oh no, I lost the steps. Just rewind. Did you know that there's mainly household rabbits that we find all over the place? Mainly household rabbits. There are about 350 different types of household rabbits all over this country. But there are only 13 wild rabbits. Not so many there. So people like rabbits, but rabbits don't have a very long lifespan. Wonder if you knew about that one. So that means that if you did get a pet rabbit, the rabbit maybe only stays with you for a little bit, like about a year or two. I don't know, maybe sometimes that can be different. Maybe your rabbit stays for way longer. But think about it, they love vegetables. And I need to put in some under the mouth, everyone. This is my mouth area. I'm going under it and I'm applying a little bit of dark fur right here for my rabbit. Right there. And you can also take your dark brown and you can go over the lines of the mouth, just so as you don't have your pencil line doesn't show as much. And we can of course go over it one more time later on, but for now we're going to stick with this. Color in the bottom of the feet in a dark brown to start with. Trace that line nicely. Very good. Again, first strokes going up the body of the leg. Make sure you cover your picture so you're not spreading the color where you don't want it. Now look, if I'm putting dark over my tan color, it's going to mix accordingly. So I'm going to get these really nice different shades all over my bunny. And I want that. I actually want it to look very, very different, like different shades of fur. If it's the same shade, it doesn't make for an interesting picture. So you really do want to use different shades of fur and everything. Small strokes on the body right here. Just give it a little bit of texture right there. Okay, and then over here. Remember, you can trace over your pencil line and you can completely cover them with a dark shade of brown. And we're also going to bring in our black. So don't think that we're not touching black. We're definitely bringing the black in. And here we go. Right over there. And there you have the dark brown. Our last color for our rabbit is going to be black. The gap between the two legs definitely will turn black. You have black in the eyes, the nostrils, the mouth, and on the feet. So very few places, not a lot of places here. Starting from the top now. So let's look at what we need to do. Trace your eye carefully. Remember not to color on top of the white spot. You want the white spot to stay white. It's your light spot, and that's what makes the eyes look alive. You definitely want to trace your line. Trace that line, please. And here we go. So you have that done. Now for the nostrils, not too dark. Just on the top side, not the bottom. And then just spread. And you have the line for the mouth, just a little bit, not a lot. You don't have to draw over everything to make it look like it matches, because I'm bringing back some dark for the line over here. I don't want this line to show as black, so I'm going to put some dark brown on it. You do not have to redraw every single line. You want to kind of camouflage. I think the word that we're looking for here is camouflage. And so we are going to have keep that tissue paper to make sure you protect your work. Next to the face, the ear line, make this area a little bit darker. Not all of it, just a little bit, and then blend it in lightly into the rest of the ear. So this will give a lot of depth in the coloring. I'm going to cover it for a minute, everyone, and we are going to put black into our ear right here. And let the black mix in with the colors under it, which is a great way because with all that fur, the fur can never be just one color. It has to be different hues. That is always the case. And so add a little touch of fur here, just under the chin area. Don't just leave it as a line. Now put in a little bit of darkness here. Color in the foot. There we go. Right there. Put in darkness between the two legs. We talked about this. Why? Because this area would have the shadow of the rabbit's body, so it cannot be bright. And then you want to add a little darkness on the fur that's just close to the foot. Just like this, just a little bit, not a lot. It's just to help define the areas a little bit more, that's all. So we've almost reached the entire rabbit's body done. And we're going to put in a little bit again, just like we did in the other part. And we're going to add a tiny bit of darkness here, maybe a little on the leg. That's about it. That's all I want to do for my rabbit. You can of course build up the colors if you feel that you need to. You are the artist and you have to make decisions on what you do or don't want. Now, the difference in what you need to do here. We want to do the ground, yes we do, but we want to create it with by way of covering the ground area first, and then we'll go in for the next thing. So that means take any kind of a green color, take the paper off of it, hold it steady, and then just apply your green. It doesn't have to be dark. It can be lighter. It can be whatever you want it to be. We have all this done now. And of course, rabbits don't like to be sitting out in the open. They protect themselves really, really well. So we want to go ahead and create a little bit of grass behind it. So go ahead and take a darker color, and we'll also add in a light. And we can if you like the idea of small flowers, you can definitely do small flowers. But remember to keep them tiny, because remember, when rabbits are outside, they will run around and they tend to get camouflaged by the color of the grass and everything. So you want to consider all those things as you add them. Now add smaller flowers, details. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take a white and I'm going to add like little dandelion things here. And I will just, although you can't see it, but we plan to wash our sky into a blue. You don't do it on every single blade of grass. You do it on select pieces. So that means you will not need to worry about every single one. And I've done a few. I did not do a lot. I'm going to take any color that I can get my hands on. It can be watercolor or tempera. Put a little water in it and then go ahead and paint. Remember to tell your little artists to trace. It's always a good idea. That way they won't they will not be getting in where they're not supposed to, and they will respect boundaries from a young age. If a person had to do a art that did not have boundaries, that's a different story completely. But here for today we are in a guided lesson. So for the purpose of a guided lesson, we want to make sure that we give you enough information that you can be successful doing it by yourself with your toddlers and your young ones at home. This project is good for 4-year-olds, 5s. I've even seen some 3-year-olds be fine with it. The process is to draw and then to start getting into the painting. And if you go step by step, you will be fine. I want to add just a little bit more of my brown right here close to the eye. I feel like it's a big white gap. So I'm going to bring the brown a little bit more closer, just like this. And I feel I'm okay with this now. And that would be all for me from today. And we'll get you some new lessons for the coming week. But there's your rabbit picture. Again, to remind you, it could be all pastels if you have them in the house, or crayons are good. And if you have any paint, whether it's tempera or watercolor, both will work just fine. Just skinny it up. Put a tiny bit of water, make it runny, and it will work. Have a great day, and we'll look to having you back again in the next tutorial. Be safe. See you soon.